Hey guys, what's going on? I know it's been a little while here since I posted a video up, but I had some pretty good content I was going to be putting up this time, so I figured it'd be good grounds to put up a new video. So this weekend, Alex and I, my son, he's 4, we went up to Chicago for the International Motorcycle Show that Progressive puts on. I actually work for Progressive, so I ended up getting some free tickets, so it was worth our while for sure, just, drive a couple hours to go up and check the show out. He wasn't super patient to walk around to all the manufacturers displays and stuff like that, so we ended up staying for like maybe I think like an hour or something like that, and then we ended up going to Legoland and kind of hanging out and doing some kid stuff. But it was definitely cool while I'm there, and I got some pretty good footage, so I was going to show you guys that. And I was also going to show you the new rear stand I got for my R3. It ended up being about $45 for the rear stand, and I got some spools from China for it for about 20 bucks. So I was going to show that. It's really good value. I think it's something that if you have like a smaller sport bike or something that really doesn't weigh a lot, there's not really much concern for buying something that's, maybe not the highest quality, but definitely will get the job done. Your bike's not going to fall off of it. So I was going to show you guys that, as well as my USB charger install and how I got that hooked up to my battery, and then we will go from there. What's up, guys? We're here in Chicago at the Progressive International Motorcycle Show, and I'm here with my buddy Alex, and we're going to see some cool motorcycles today. going to show you guys my new stand. I'm also going to show you guys a way that I think is easy if you're by yourself in your garage to set your motorcycle up on the rear stand by yourself. I've probably done it at least like 10 or 15 times by myself. It's always worked pretty easily. However, I've never done it with this bike, so I might drop it over and then on YouTube just look like an idiot for trying to do it, but I think it should work fine. I'll show you guys how to do it quick. The new stand I got is made by Venom Motorsports, and I think they're out of Canada. Bought it on Amazon probably like a month ago for 45 bucks. And I know a lot of the other bigger name brand rear stands tend to run like $150 to $250, sometimes $300. So if you're looking for value, this thing is really sturdy. You probably wouldn't want to sit on your bike once you get it up on the rear stand. However, you could probably start it and let it warm up if you're going to change your oil. You know, you can just easily spin the tire if you're trying to lube your chain or clean the rim or something like that, and it's not going to fall down. So I'll grab that real quick, show you guys what it looks like. So yeah, here's the stand. Again, it's made by this Venom Motorsports company here. So let's see what it looks like here on the stand. I can get my bike up on it. Before I always start, I always try to get like a rough idea of where it'll be once I pick it up. So what you want to do is stand on the kickstand side of your bike. Bring the bike up straight to like kind of where it's at a balance point. Then you move your right hand to the rear of the tail. Move your left hand to the back or the front seat side. And then all you have to do is just kind of, you know, use your hip to make sure that the bike's balancing. You can kind of move it left and right and feel where it's at. Bring the stand back. Get it lined up properly on the spools. And then once you have it lined up on the spools, keep one point of contact on the rear seat. And then with your stronger, better hand, you just want to push pressure down on that stand. Comes out nice and easy. Done. The spools are from TST Industries. They're pretty heavy duty, pretty durable. I don't think there's any chance that these would break or fall off or slide off or slip. Pretty high quality stuff for sure. So the other thing I was going to run here through with you guys was how I got my USB charger on for my RAM mount. Pretty easy process. So to start off, all you want to do is come over to your rear cowl or your rear seat, whatever you have on there, put your key in, take it off. And then there's these two, I believe they're like 10 millimeter or something like that, little Allen wrench hookups that take this panel here off. So you just grab those, take them off. Honestly, then once you get these little Allen wrench screws off, this just pops out of place. And that exposes two 8 millimeter nuts that are kind of underneath and behind the seat here and here. Take those off, and then that's going to expose where your battery and all the electronics are for the bike under here. So take that off, expose the battery, and there's some like rubber red and black terminal leads on top of the battery. Take those off, and then you want to unscrew the connects for the battery. After you unscrew the connects for the battery, what you want to do is whenever you get the USB charger hookup, I got mine from Moto Power, is the company that makes it. It's a just single USB outlet charger hookup. Looks like this. And the cap kind of comes off. And then you got your USB right there. Pretty easy to see. And I have mine right next to my RAM mount, so I can really easily just charge my phone you know, while I'm riding, and then not have to worry about my phone being far from my field of view on the road, right by my windshield. So what I did is I hooked it directly up to the battery leads. If you really wanted to go crazy, you could hook it up to one of the fuses. That way, like for your brake light or something like that, that way you know it's not drawing any power from the battery. The caveat to that is I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that if you don't have anything plugged into this USB, that it's not drawing power from the battery, and if it does, it's extremely minimal, probably something comparable to like the amperage that, you know, the computer pulls to keep the time on the clock. Something really small. So anyways, I hooked mine up straight to the battery, and then what I did is over under the seat here, I don't know if you can see real well, it's a little dark. But under the seat here, there's this black panel. It's held on by 2 screws, and it pops off. I just took these 2 screws off, popped it off, and then I ran the cord from where I hooked it up to the battery terminals down along the side of where I took this panel off, and that goes up to kind of the top point of the fairing here. And then what I did at that point is, you can kind of see here, right above the engine compartment here, there's a space where you can kind of reach your hand up inside behind the fairing. So where I took that black panel off right here, I just pushed the wire kind of down and behind to the fairing where I could grab it with my hand. And it was really annoying, but I grabbed it with my hand and then I kind of passed it through up to the handlebar area. And if you have like big hands, or like if you have fat hands or fat arms or something like that, it is hard to do. But so I took my other hand that I wasn't using and kind of reached down underneath and in between the handlebars here. And I found that to be pretty helpful. And honestly, I had to use the tips of my fingers, but I could just pass it through to itself. And then once I got the cable approximately where I wanted it, what I did was I wound it once around one of the, I guess the center wires, I guess as you could call it. Underneath in here, kind of between the forks, there's like a huge electrically taped wire. I just wrapped it once or twice around that so there wasn't any excess, and then I got it exactly where I wanted it to be. And then to keep it from moving while I was riding, what I did was, I don't know if you can see, it's so dark in here. So what I did was I took it right up to my RAM mount, right by the instrument cluster, and then this is like, here's my brake, if you can see. So I ran it up the brake line, and I just took 2 zip ties and I zip tied it to the brake line itself, and that way, I mean, it doesn't move left, right, up, down, it's not going anywhere. And then when my phone's hooked in here, boom, you know, USB's right there. You know, the only thing I would mention is if you're hooking it straight up to the battery, make sure that when the bike is not turned on and running, that you have stuff unplugged from here. I have a battery tender, and I kind of verified that it really wasn't pulling much power from the battery, because what I did was I left it hooked up, just like the USB cable by itself with the bike turned off, for like 3 weeks. Came back after 3 weeks, plugged in my battery tender, and my battery was still at a full charge. So I think that's pretty good proof that it's not really pulling any juice from the battery. And on top of that, if you're actually running your bike every day, like, you know, I hooked this up during winter and didn't have any problems. So if you're running your bike every day, it's definitely not going to kill your battery. What's going to kill your battery is if the USB charger you have has an LED light, or if you're keeping it plugged in and charging your phone or something like that when the bike's turned off. So that would be, I guess, my recommendation, is to get one of those, make sure it doesn't have an LED light or anything crazy. But yeah, there's my bike. I'm ready to ride. It's all clean and ready for summer or spring, I guess. Just got back from the motorcycle show, so it really made me want to ride, and that's not helping my case right now. Anyways, I haven't done a video for a while, so I thought I'd update you guys with what's going on with my bike and share the cool motorcycle experience I got to share with my son. And we'll see how this audio sounds. I usually have an external mic I use, but since I'm not riding, it's in my helmet, and I just chose to do this instead. So anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully I do a video for riding soon.